This is what I understand.
Life works.
So the rocks out front are done. Now I asked you about the pretty ones.
No, remember how many more we put in there? It was never finished. You walked away halfway through because you said, I don't like these rocks.
No, they're done. And we moved because there weren't even rocks over there.
Because
so
you
wanted
me to like remove them all again or something. I brought them over there to use them. I wasn't going to say, oh, I don't like these ones.
So look at this is what we did do. We put the round ones behind the slate.
Yeah.
But Heather and I, since you wanted pretty, both thought that the round ones, the slate, looked better on its own rather than building the round ones behind it. Why is that a big...
Finish the rocks.
Well, we thought... No, I did finish the rocks, and then I went to the front border.
Fucking struggle.
Went to the front... Oh, my God.
It was a
so the rocks border is finished.
Yeah.
The rock border is finished.
I just finished it by fucking cleaning the sidewalk. That's finished now.
Well, you said the rocks, not clean the sidewalk. Okay.
About doing a fucking project from start to finish.
Do you understand part of that project is your communication in it? If you wanted it to be washed, why didn't you say something?
That's just common sense that you would clean
it up. Oh my gosh.
Afterwards.
When you're
you
pushing
just leave mud all over it? Is that what you would do?
I didn't put the mud up there, sir.
It doesn't matter. I'm not
it does matter because I can't read your mind.
You don't have to. You just do like stuff like normal people would do. Just fucking clean up after you're done.
I didn't do that with the rock moving, you understand? Okay,
it doesn't even
that
matter,
wasn't in my periphery. You took us from rocks to go look at moles, voles, and prairie dog holes. Okay, in that scope, when was I supposed to?
I don't care anymore. Really.
When was you know I filled in a hole and then you're like, oh my God, you filled in a hole. You got distracted.
No,
cleaning your porch that I never your porch that I never walked on. Now you're blaming me. You're blaming me for that.
You like to pick and choose what job you'll do, and that's why you struggle. That's why you like to pick and choose and change.
I have too much work already.
Everything.
So I have you on video, and
oh my God, that's so
totally.
Retarded.
It's not retarded because when I talk to people about what I'm living with and what I can't rationalize with, and the fights that pick on me, I'm like, cute. Actually, I'm not bitching. It's you provoke a fight that's irrational. You lie on me, and then you undermine my stability, and then you blame me for things like this morning. Now you're saying I failed the work yesterday because I didn't clean the porch that you didn't direct me to, but then you directed me to when I want. Oh, and I'm not.
You're accountable.
We're done. He's saying I'm not accountable in a relationship, and yet he treats me so flimsily for picking a fight to provoke to have, and he blames me. He blames me. He says if I'm trying to be rational, he'll say, "You're trying to win." But the thing is, he's trying to win. He's trying to win with nonsense. And while I'm trying to bridge relating, kind of like, well, this is the order that happened. I have a really great sore on my mouth, by the way. Anyway, I've been through this too many times. And so I left yesterday. I did something different. I got in the car in the middle of him pitching a fight about rocks. The rocks go like this. He wanted me and Heather to position rocks outside that are pretty. And I didn't think that the regular gray boulders are pretty. Rustic, naturalistic, yes. Pretty, no. So I said that I didn't think they were pretty, and that was upsetting to Dawn for me to have a personal vetted opinion in aesthetics. I mean, I didn't train in Italy for Venetian plaster and study mica, crystals and marble, etc., so that I don't have an appreciation of pretty. You wanted rustic? I can give you rustic too. And I realized later in the day that's what we're doing. Okay, making a rustic garden for Dawn. Anyway, I said I didn't think the rocks were pretty, and one was cracked open. And you could see inside, it was white and caramel colored. And I said, I think that's pretty. And he says he thinks that's trash, it's crushed, throw it away. And I'm like, see, I'm asking you. You want something pretty. I don't regard regular gray boulders as pretty. I think this is pretty, and you call it trash. Okay. So, anyway, usually I do the nice thing. I find meta to work with, and I think Dawn has a borderline personality disorder. This morning, what did I do wrong? Well, yesterday, what did I do wrong? Okay, first of all, he never picked a fight during the day. After my comment about the rocks, he walked off and he kind of stood at the end of the yard, and he sneered, and Heather said, hey, you know, he's watching us and listening. So anyway, what else happened? Oh, Heather tripped in a hole and I filled it. And Dawn was upset. He said she wasn't paying attention. Well, later in the day, I was walking over in the grass, and there's a hole in the grass, a divot, and the grass is level, but there's still a hole. And I tripped in it with a rake. And I expressed loudly, not for manipulations, but for the very fact, I just tripped, okay? I just tripped, and my ankles are really inflexible. Heather's had ankle surgery. I've had bunion surgery anyway, and I wear orthotics because my ankles turn all the time. And then they hobble me, and no one wants to be hobbled, okay, while they're walking around their yard. So I said I tripped, and Dawn said, I don't care, okay? And I was walking, and I walked over to him, and I said, did you just really say I don't care when I said I tripped? And he said that he did. It wasn't as loud and vociferous, but he said that he acknowledged that he did. And you know, I turned around and I looked. I just kind of walked in the stomping area and the traffic area, and I realized that there were more holes, and so I marked them. And in that time, Don was we were working together because he's got a lot of holes in his yard from moles and voles and things that are eating his trees, and he's going to kill them. And so I was working with him to plug the holes and smoke them out, etc. And he said he got it. I could do this on my own. And I'm like, great, because I could go fill some holes on my own. I explained to him earlier when Heather tripped and fell, okay, I said, this is a liability, you know, inviting someone to work in your yard and you haven't safely laid the land. Further, and Don disregarded my comment. And then he says, I say to him, it's not okay to put your zeal and greed before safety, okay? And then later I went and tripped. So I filled in both of our holes, Heather and mine, and then I found a few more. And when Don said to me that he could fill the mole holes, etc., smoke them out, he could do that on his own, and he did it in a rather kind of, I could do it on my own. Okay, it's meant to be off-putting. I'm like, great, because I could go fill holes on my own. I went and did that, and that resulted in. So he didn't pick a fight during the day. He got a lot of work out of me and Heather for sure, and that's what he was pushing for. We lifted rocks and moved them around the yard and put him in his garden and built borders with them. And you know, he launched off of that conversation that I didn't think his rocks were pretty to hold that at the end of the day and pick a fight with me about that. Now, things that changed had he talked to me is that I realized he was going for a rustic nature garden. Okay, I get that. The word pretty didn't work for me to apply to regular common boulders. But he doesn't really want to know me or what I value or the attention I bring to the table. I've already been through this before. I pay attention and he malfeasantly pisses and shits on me for convenience. And then at some point, he's not getting what he wants emotionally and he's really not willing to earn it